I feel like I've lost a lot of friends lately and I'm not even sad about it. I don't really want to get too deep into the last one that just happened because it's still fresh and I am not ready to talk about it. But I will talk about back when I was in college. I had this friend and I clinged on to her, okay? She was my roommate. We were best friends. Like, first semester we were super close, you know, every second of the day. We were in the same major, we had the same classes, we had the same friend groups, we lived in the same house. So spent a lot of time together and it was good. We were literally so close. And you know, she was one of the first people that I met. I was more social than she was. I went out of my way to make friends, other friends, and I think that her choice was to not. She was okay not doing that, and that's okay. But this is an important part of the story because she had other friends, sure. But I introduced her to a lot of people. Mainly the issue was this group. They all were into Bollywood, which I love Bollywood, but I don't know everything about it. I know like the old stuff. I know Shah Rukh Khan and Amir Khan and the big stars, but I'm not a huge digester of that kind of stuff. And so I could never really participate whenever they talked about that. And that often was a lot of the conversation. And then when we would all hang out together, I would just feel like such a fourth wheel, if that's even possible. Even though the fourth wheel is kind of needed in this situation, the fourth wheel was definitely not needed. And they all got closer to each other than they did to me. And so, you know, naturally I started to grow apart. Honestly, at the time I was okay with it because I had other friends. I kind of got into theater and I was into that for a sec. So that was a thing. But I still consider them to be, you know, my friends and like one of my closest friends, especially my roommate. So one day, while all this is happening, by the way, I was in this theater club and they were putting on a show. And I had auditioned, and actually my roommate is one of the people that encouraged me to do it. I've been in theater since middle school, okay? So it was my thing. I love theater. I love the theater. So I had this show. It was a really short show too. I think it was like half an hour, but I told my friends about it, and I didn't tell a lot of friends, but I told my roommate, and you know, obviously because she knows about it, and I was really hoping that they'd come before I left to go to the show because, you know, I was in it, so I had to go early. I left my dorm room, and as I was leaving, I'm like, okay, cool, well, I hope to see you guys later then at my show. And they're like, yeah, totally. And then they never showed up. And it was a small fucking theater. It's not like this was a fucking stadium. This was a very small theater, and I kept checking my phone to see if she texted me or something, and she never did. In my head, I was thinking, well, you told me you were gonna come, and if you didn't want to come, you could have told me you didn't want to come. And then if you ended up not wanting to come, you could have texted me saying, hey, I'm so sorry, I can't come. She never texted me, never did anything. And then I was a petty bitch. Yes, I was upset about this, and she never came. And I, at the time, you know, I was a freshman in college. I'm not the same person I am now, but at the time I was super petty, and I just like didn't talk to her. It was being weird, being short. I was like kind of avoiding the room, and I don't know how this came up. Okay, she never apologized, she never mentioned it, and that's what was bothering me, is because she never mentioned it. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna bring it up. Okay, I'm usually the person to bring up shit, but I'm not going to this time because it's your turn in my thoughts. And maybe she was thinking that I'd bring it up because I'm usually the one that does. I'm not gonna do that, okay? So I didn't, and I was being petty and I wasn't talking to her. Our dorm room is really small. So we had like 2 beds, and then in the middle there was like a fridge and a microwave in between our beds. And usually we'd keep our phones on the microwave. And I saw a text that was like talking shit about me, and I was like, wow. Which, I mean, you know, it's to be expected, but I just don't like when people talk shit about me. It's a real trigger for me, and especially with people that used to be my friends and I thought were my friends. Like, this group of people were all my friends first. And that shouldn't matter, but it did. It does. It matters because I thought that there could be some kind of loyalty about not talking shit about me behind my back when you all knew each other through me. I was so distraught. At the time, I didn't mention anything. And then one day, she finally confronts me, and she's like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's up? And I was like, well, you never went to my show, and you never said anything about it, and that really hurt my feelings. And then she was all bitchy about it. She was like, our dinner ran late and we couldn't make it. And I was like, you couldn't have texted me that, and I asked you before I left if you were coming, Like, you couldn't have shoot me a text being like, sorry, can't come. Would have taken you 5 seconds to do that. That was just not in your ability. And then we had like a fight. I don't remember exactly, because this was like, y'all, this was in 2015. This was when I was a freshman in college. And after that, it did hurt, and that was like my first big like friend breakup. But I also realized how kind of shitty of a person she was at the time. She's not a shitty person to make her that in order for me to get over this, heartbreak, but can't live in sadness over a person that doesn't want to be in your life. I don't want to be in their life either. It does suck to know that there are people that don't want to be in your life and don't really care about your well-being and don't have your best interest in heart. But isn't it kind of a blessing to know that those people are that? Because then why would you want someone in your life that doesn't want the best for you or doesn't like you the way that you should like yourself? Another thing is, why would you want friends in your life that don't make you feel cherished? I spent a lot of time trying to villainize the friends that I've lost, or the friends that I decided that I didn't want to be around anymore, because the only way that I could convince myself that this whole friend breakup was okay was because I thought that maybe it was their fault, or I had to put the blame on the other person. But I have equal blame in the situation, and I mean, not accepting that is only making me ignorant, and I can't be ignorant to the things that I have issues with. I'm trying to hold this right, but am I making sense? Like, I think there's a quote: friends are here for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And when you first meet someone, you don't know which one they're gonna be. I find myself kind of, whenever I meet a new friend, I like them and we get along, and I try to make it a forever thing immediately, right? That's my anxious attachment. Like, I know, not healthy, but isn't that just expecting a relationship to go a certain way? And 100% of the time, it'll never be exactly the way that you initially expect it to be. So you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. I mean, this is about me. I only set myself up for disappointment. So if I can go into all my friendships as, I don't know how long we're going to be friends, and that's okay, because whatever you're here in my life for, you are here in my life for a specific purpose, and that could be a reason, and that could be a season, and that could be a lifetime. As we all get older, we start to realize that the people that we were friends with in the past might not be in the same headspace or mental state as you are now. There's nothing wrong with where they are, and there's nothing wrong with where you are, but for a while you were on the same path, and then eventually you kind of go on different paths, and we have to let go of a friend that is going on a different path. It hurts because you have shared all of these amazing experiences and you've grown up with them in that period of time. Like, you were side by side growing together, right? And that's what friends are for. When you realize that you're not in the same place in your growth journey, the best thing is for you to go on separate paths and make room for new friends, or reconnect with old ones, or keep the ones that are on the same kind of headspace as you. Time is precious, and you should be spending it with the people that make you feel good, not the people that don't. In the artist way, she talks about your friends that don't make you feel creative, or they don't cherish your creativity and your artistness. And that's not to any fault of their own, they're probably blocked artists as well. But what do you like about them? Do they make you feel good? Because honestly, friends that I enjoy hanging out with the most are those that I can create with. And that doesn't mean that we have to produce something that's fucking a music video or something. I'm talking, we could just, draw or something and paint, or just talk about creative things, because that is where my interests lie. I want friends in my life that will be upfront with me and tell me if there's something going on and if I've hurt them in some way. Because sure, maybe I'll react, I don't know, but at the end of the day, I will say thank you for telling me, because I would rather know and fix it than you tell other people about it and me never knowing. And that doesn't help anything. You can complain, but like, how am I supposed to know what's wrong if you don't tell me? Just don't talk shit about me, I guess. I don't know. And I won't be a bitch to you. So then this past year, I had this friend, well, I've actually lost a couple friends this year, but I had this friend that I was so close to, and I really considered her like one of my best friends. We were just really close, and we got along so well, and I really did convince myself that she also felt the same. But then she ended up also getting close to a friend that I introduced her to, and then they ended up being closer to each other than me, and that really triggered me because it brought back all of these memories of my old roommate who started being bitchy and like mean girly to me. I don't think my recent, experience with my friend liking my other friend more or whatever, I don't think that they were trying to be mean girls to me, and I convinced myself that it was that because, my past experiences or how I'm going to react to things, and it really upset me that they were closer to each other than they were to me. And I mean, looking back, that was kind of stupid of me to even make that an issue. I also convinced myself that they were talking shit about me, which I think they were, but I'm not 100% sure. And I think that they were talking about my depression, my mental health, and even if they were just talking about me in not even a negative way, I don't know, it just makes me feel sick to know that they couldn't talk to me. Nobody ever thought to be like, Ipsita, are you okay? And I get it, mental health is hard and sometimes people don't know how to react, but it hurt me to know that people would talk about it behind my back rather than confronting me about it. Like last year, I was going through some mental health issues and taking the CPA exams and working a lot, and I was just really not in the best mood. And it's hard when you have depression to have roommates that don't get it, and oftentimes I'll be in such a bad mood, no part of me wants to speak to anybody, and I would like sneak into the kitchen just to like grab something to eat because I just did not want to talk to anybody. And it wasn't about anybody else, I just couldn't do it. I started separating myself more and more. I started spending more time in my spiritual life and like my art stuff, and I was really busy too. I had a full-time job, and I also have this YouTube channel that is not easy to upkeep. Yes, we got along really well, but I'm in such a different place in my life than she is. I don't like to party anymore. I hate going out. Parties make me want to throw up. I'll go to drinking events if I have an out. I can't go out every weekend. I can't be drinking every weekend. And I kind of realized that. Sure, maybe I'll never go to your wedding. That sucks, but was it really gonna be that great anyway if I'm not there? But I'm finally growing into who I am, and growing into who I am kind of led me to a path that wasn't aligned with the friends that I had, because the friends that I had aligned with the version of me, who I was, like in college, right? Like party girl, friends with everyone, has a lot of friends, but like, are they really your real friends, And having a lot of friends doesn't equal happiness or like great relationships, right? Because your volume of friends just means that people like who you are and you're a fun person to be around, but like, do they really know who you are? I don't know if any of my friends really know who I am. No, that's not true. I do have some really good friends that I love to death, and I've been friends with them for years, so I'm not incapable of long-term friendships. I just want to make that clear. It's just that I've had few experiences like this, and I can't control how other people see me. I can't control how other people think of me. And so if it doesn't matter, might as well surrender to whatever life has to offer. Then I don't have to worry. It sucks and whatever. I'm done. Thank you for watching. Can't believe you're still here. I really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, we can do the Shane Dawson.